right, it's time. Hello, everybody. My name is Diego Salazar. I am not the person that you are here to see. I am here on behalf of the cryptocurrency community and challenge. We are downstairs in Hall 4. And that we're the people that brought these guys in so that they could talk with you all. Come give us a look. I see a bunch of people here from that community area. I don't know who's manning the community now as a result of all these people being here. So hopefully nobody goes down there while we're here. Anyway, I'd like to introduce our speakers, Nick Percoco and Kitboga. They're going to be talking with you guys about scams in the cryptocurrency space. Come check us out down there. Thanks, guys, very much. Oh, one last thing. The cryptocurrency community, you can applaud again in just a second. The cryptocurrency community is sponsored by Kraken and Power Up Privacy and Stack Wallet, so go check all those out. I make Stack Wallet. It's a pretty good wallet. Anyway, let's have a second round of applause as I once again introduce Nick Percoco and Kitboga to talk with us about scams in the cryptocurrency space. Thank you.
Okay. Can I start? Sure.
Would you say that Kraken has the best security?
So Kraken has the best security, absolutely.
Start back. Let's just take a step back.
Right. My God. What does it matter if I want to withdraw or not? You have the wrong wallet.
According to my records, it's the correct wallet.
You have the wrong wallet, ma'am. You have the wrong wallet. You have the wrong wallet.
So we're talking to Nicholas, I'm the Chief Security Officer. How may I assist you today, sir?
I'm talking to Nicholas Percoco, right?
I like the beard.
Yeah, the beard is
That's
Tiffany.
awesome.
I have been keeping it for almost, 8-9 years now.
You haven't cut it for 8
Keeping
years?
it up. Yeah, so I've been keeping it for 8 years and getting it trimmed and shaped up for me.
Sir, did you say send? Are you shouting send it? It is already sent.
No.
Go,
Cancel.
go.
Cancel it.
Yes, of course. We already sent it. We sent it as you requested.
Send it.
Yes, we just sent it. We just sent it. The confirmation is...
No, because he made the fucking mistake. His phone.
That's his wallet.
I already gave you the right address. You made the mistake.
You are the most idiotic, most dumb, most motherfucker.
Kraken, there are a lot of things that we do for our clients, a lot of things that we have in place that safeguard those funds.
Did that scam you?
Kraken? Nah, we good.
Yes.
All my homies love Kraken.
Okay, so welcome to our talk.
Hello.
So a little bit about me. So in case you don't know me, you all know Kit here. So in case you don't know me, so I grew up in the BBS world, in IRC, in the hacker community. I've been doing that for did a long time ago. I have 30 years just about of security experience, and I've been attending DEF CON. It's my 26th year attending DEF CON. It's also my 11th time speaking at DEF CON, and I ran a DEF CON contest for several years, but we're not going to talk about that. And then also, if you've ever been to Chicago or you're in and around Chicago, there's a hacker conference there called ThoughtCon, and I'm the founder and creator of that. And also, we're talking about crypto scams here. So I've been in the crypto industry for 7 years, and all of those while working at Kraken as the chief security officer there. And then here's Kit.
Hi. I do not have quite the same repertoire, but I have been talking to a lot of scammers. I think we estimate probably something like 50,000 scammers over the past 8-9 years now. Also, thank you all for being here and supporting the stuff that we're doing. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, I got started because my grandparents got scammed, basically. My grandma had dementia, my grandpa had Alzheimer's, and they were constantly getting taken advantage of. So I heard about tech support scammers, the guys who say, like, hey, I'm Microsoft, you have a virus on your computer. And I knew instantly that my grandparents would fall for it. So the idea was every minute that I spend on the phone with those scammers is a minute that they're not talking to someone's parents or grandparents. And I think I started streaming sort of accidentally. I started calling these scammers and telling all my friends, and I wouldn't shut up about it. So they said, why don't you stream it? And there were like 2 of my friends there. I didn't have my glasses on when I was streaming. And then someone shared a clip on Reddit, and suddenly there were like 20 or 30 people there the next time I streamed. I ran and got glasses, and now it's just been a whirlwind.
Oh, it's thousands.
Yeah, now it's I think close to 4 million people watching YouTube videos, and yeah, well, watching. It's I think we're close to like 1 billion views, which is just a crazy, staggering number that I never would have expected. thank you guys for those of you that watch. And so many people have been educated about scams.
So, make sure. Yep, there we go. So yeah, so we want to talk a little bit about the threat landscape that we're sort of up against here. When we're talking about crypto scams, really the data doesn't lie. We have lots of examples of this between both Kit and I, and my team at Kraken. This is what we're talking about here are organized crime groups, even nation states. We've had some run-ins with North Korea recently, targeting crypto investors, crypto holders, and then also people who work in the crypto industry themselves. And when we're talking about crypto holders and investors, it can be anything from a grandmother, grandfather that they're targeting, up to someone who's like maybe even a successful, crypto executive that they're trying to target. And when we really look at these things, they're fall into really two categories. One we would call spray and pray tactics, and then the other are targeted attacks. And Kit, what have you seen from like a spray and pray?
Yeah, actually, literally today, we were walking to go grab lunch, and you got a text from someone pretending to be a crypto exchange, and they said that your account had been, what was it? They said that there was a withdrawal happening,
yep.
And there was a code, and if you didn't place it, you'd have to call this number. And so we've been seeing just millions and millions of these texts going out, and I think some of you perhaps have sent those in to me, and at times people say, hey Kit, I got this message from Gemini, Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, whatever it was. I don't have an account there. And I think it's like the perfect example of spray and pray. They're just sending millions of texts hoping that someone answers. Whereas like targeted attacks, one of the guys in the clip, the guy that was almost crying because you were the worst support agent ever, in a good way, he was a grandparent scammer. Like he had targeted a family and knew that maybe their kids were on vacation or they had a grandson or granddaughter that was just learning to drive. And so he would target their grandparents and say, little Timmy just got in a car accident and hurt someone and he's going to go to prison. But they know their name, their address, everything about them. And it's like this just really gross targeted attack.
Yeah, when we're thinking even like the spray and pray, how many people here have received text messages from scammers? That's basically everybody. Yeah, I mean, it's just like really prolific. And for those who aren't aware, like how they get those lists, right? So there have been a number of crypto industry data breaches in the last several years, and they just basically just keep compiling those. I have a whole bunch of different phone numbers and things that I've used in places, and they've been compromised. And so, every once in a while, I get a text message on one of those numbers, and I know that it's coming from from some list out there that they have.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like everybody is getting these types of messages, and all they have to do is they send 1 million text messages out this week. They just need a handful of people. And so even like at Kraken, we've had clients who have been victims of these types of things. And those clients have lost millions of dollars in some cases, where they're very, very convincing, and they tell them to do very, very convincing things. And especially when we're talking about some of these like hardened crypto scammers.
Yeah.
Like the one we were talking to today, it doesn't sound like your typical call center type scammer. This is a very professional person. In fact, this person sounded like they were in the UK. They're very calm. They're very knowledgeable about what they're asking you to do. And so people are very trusting, right?
Yeah.
If someone, the first instinct is, I don't want to lose all my money, so I'm going to do what they're asking me to do, even though if you do what they're asking you to do, you're going to lose all your money. And so it's sort of an interesting place for those scammers to prey upon within those individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also investment scams as well. And so those are really, really prolific.
Yeah, I guess thinking especially of, have you guys gotten like the job offers where they say you can, you instantly knew, you're nodding your head, like work from home and you're going to make $50 an hour working at, I saw one at Hasbro the other day and Walmart or a hotel chain, and it seems really believable, except for maybe, it's like maybe too good to be true what you're making, but in some cases, it turns out to be this investment scheme where in order to get the job, you have to put some money into the platform. And in order to keep doing your job, you have to put more money into the platform.
Yeah, and we even recently saw an investment scam where they were targeting just a specific community, basically, like a town. And they got a few people to invest, and they were promising things like 10x returns. And they actually gave the money back to the people to show that they were giving them 10x returns, because their idea was that people will start talking to each other within this community and start signing up. And that's what happened. They gave like, 2 or 3 people, maybe 5 people, their money back with returns.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like tens of thousands of people started putting, $5,000-$10,000 in, thinking they were going to 10x their money.
Because it feels real.
It feels real, and it was real to the people who were talking. Like their friends were like, "Hey, look, I put $500 in, and now I got 5,000, and it's like real money." And so the criminals knew that they can sort of, if they do it really small in a small community, they can get everybody to dump their money in, which is pretty sad as well. Right?
Yeah.
So, and then one thing about, when we're talking about here, yes, of course, there are things like those smart contract types of attacks, DeFi attacks that sort of plague the crypto industry, but we're not talking about that here. This is main focus is on social engineering types of attacks, because in many cases, they're easier for folks to pull off. It's really sort of a low tech type attack. You just need to know a little bit how to move money in the crypto world, how to like generate wallets, and you can pull this off as a scammer. So this is something to talk about here. So Kitboga are here together because we saw the opportunity for Kraken to work with Kitboga, and the main reason, and we'll talk about some of the reasons here. One, I'm all about raising awareness about these scams. Every day I hear about victims. I hear about folks. Oh, sorry, you can't hear me. I hear about victims all the time. And really trying to raise awareness. Also trying to strengthen our defenses. We get information from Kit actually, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And we use that as threat intelligence within our platform, which has helped us shut down some criminal rings within our platform, or even better, protecting specific real clients when they're about to lose funds. We want to disrupt those bad actors, and then. Of course, it's a lot of fun when I get to go on Kit's stream and we tag team on these criminals, and so it's engaging through entertainment as well.
That's I'm only in it to hang out with you. No, I'm just. I would echo all of that for sure.
And then again, the data doesn't lie here. $9 billion in 2024 was stolen from victims. From crypto.
Specifically crypto scams, I think.
Specifically crypto scams. And this is the one that I think you care about a lot, right?
Yeah, well, you showed me this the other day, and it's kind of just staggering to think about, particularly, because I started this because of my grandparents. My parents are getting older, and just seeing the a third of it is all 60 plus, which is something I wasn't really expecting. I think in some instances, because when I think of cryptocurrency, I think of it being like a little bit younger or hipper, perhaps. I don't know if that's the right word, but seeing particularly the older generations falling for it is tough. And maybe part of that, maybe you could speak to it, is partially just global adoption of crypto. I know my parents are talking about it now too.
Well, I mean, I think probably at the beginning there wasn't very many people that were 60. Maybe even like when I joined Kraken, there wasn't very many people that were over 60 that were heavy investing into crypto. But today we're seeing that, and even within our own platform, we have to we have lots of different controls and lots of different things in place. And when we see someone who's like 90 years old opening up a crypto account, we have to maybe monitor it in a different way. We have had legit 80, 90-year-old people that are creating accounts and investing in crypto, but we also have to make sure that they're not falling victim to something, right? The criminal doesn't tell them to create a Kraken account, put your life savings into it and then send it all to them, right, for some investment, and then it's a real big problem for those victims. And we see this every day. And so within our platform, I personally get people to reach out to me, asking for help, and we try to help them as much as we can. The unfortunate thing about crypto, those who are aware, once the funds are gone, in many cases they're gone. There isn't someone to call. You can't call up 1-800-BITCOIN and say, "Hey, I was scammed. I'd like a refund." That doesn't happen. And so, really trying to educate, really trying to get in front of these, and then working with Kit and integrating, sort of communication and intelligence back and forth really helps us get in front of these types of scams. And then they're getting more aggressive.
Yes.
You see these folks when.
Yeah, and I think one way to relate to it is, sorry, I know I haven't been holding my mic very properly. One way that I think of it is when I first started, it was the do not redeem $500. They want you to go get a $500 gift card. That was what every single scammer's operation was. Go get gift cards, even if it was a $100 gift card. Whereas today, it's just gotten so aggressive to the point where there are criminal organizations that we're running up against. I don't always talk about it in the videos, but there's these criminal organizations that it's not $500 gift card. It's let's go after your 401k. Let's get on your computer and really nicely guide you how to liquidate everything that you've ever earned or everything that you've ever had. And they don't want that $500 gift card as much as they used to. And I think I've heard a lot of different law enforcement, and perhaps you have as well, that you now have organized crime groups that were running drugs or doing other nefarious things that have realized, honestly, scamming is a little easier. I don't have to have as many people on the ground doing things. Unfortunately, they're not facing as much jail time they don't have an entire, we have the DEA, right, going after drugs, but we don't really have the department against scams.
Yeah, you're not going to get shot doing a crypto scam, right?
Right.
It's just remote. You could do it from 10,000 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then, the one thing to just sort of think about is that for these scammers, there are more victims than they can potentially scam in their entire lifetime. It's not as if they're going to say, "Oh, we've hit the last victim. We're packing it up, boys. We're all done." And that's not going to happen. They just keep going, and they just keep going and finding victims.
Yeah.
And then, what we feel, obviously raising awareness about these is really key. And then what we'll talk about more is wasting as much of their time as possible is key as well.
Yeah.
Right. Because they seem to have unlimited resources to be able to call people, send text messages. But some of the things that we've been working on, and you've been working on specifically, is able to, really waste their time or make it more difficult. And so we do share a lot of intel back and forth. So Kit sends me files full of crypto wallets, and you can maybe, how do you get those?
I was partially going to say too, I think part of what it's been great working with you guys is I see scammers want money. That's like a no-brainer, right? But in order to get it, it has to be facilitated through something like a bank or a crypto exchange or crypto, right? And so we have this massive opportunity to where if we're wasting their time, if we're disrupting the way that they're moving money, it gets to the point where, if we can make it, the dream is if we can make it so difficult for them to scam using something like crypto, that now they just leave or they give up or they're probably going to start looking for other ways. But that's the dream going into the intel. You asked me how we get it.
Yeah. How do you get the crypto wallet addresses that you give us?
I would say one big way, other than doing the voices and all, is the fake crypto exchange, both the one that we have with Kraken and we call it MyCoin, the gauntlet. Some of you know the gauntlet. So the idea is we give the scammers a fake Bitcoin receipt, like an ATM receipt with a QR code. They think that they're going to be able to get all of the funds, but in reality, they're just caught in limbo and trapped. And then they give us Bitcoin wallets. And sometimes they give us wallets that aren't just one brand new one that no one's ever sent money to, that they generated today. Sometimes they get so desperate that this is a really key wallet, or this is a wallet that they're funneling all of their assets to. And that's where you guys have been invaluable with actually doing the research and digging into that.
Yeah. We also get IP addresses, email addresses. This is not just crypto specific. It's sort of interesting IOC for other cases as well. But we also get photos and videos of the scammers, and we'll talk about some of that later. But
we have a few, yeah.
Yeah. And then also we get real identities. So we've had situations where when Kit's working with a scammer, or I've been on your stream, where we convince them to go and create a Kraken account. And we know that they've used real identities because you've seen their faces before, and the identities that they uploaded in the information that they match.
Yeah.
And so we've gotten them to upload their real identities, and then we just package all that up, and we're able to give that to law enforcement.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
I still sometimes shake my head that they do it, but they think it's Kraken. They think that they're this close to actually getting the funds, that they're okay uploading the passport or whatever it is that they upload. Yeah.
And this is, when we talk about crypto wallets, just last week, Kit sent me a file. It had 1,300 crypto wallets in it. These are, through that Honeypot, through MyCoin, is where they received them.
An award-winning customer service platform. Sorry.
And we analyzed those, and we found 63 accounts. And we have millions and millions of accounts on Kraken's platform, but we found 63 matches where these were either someone had tried to send, or they had sent to these scammers, or they were actually the scammers themselves were using those as wallet addresses. But unfortunately, when we looked through that, most of them had been detected by our systems based on other intelligence and closed. But we actually found 10 that were still active, and so it was like really valuable for us to get in front of that and be able to shut those down.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And here we get some photos. So maybe you could talk about how we got
just a few recent ones, partially because you and I did a stream recently where we were pretending to give these guys Bitcoin, and I was pretending to be older. I think you were my son.
Yep.
And I said, like, I invested 10 years ago, and I don't know if Bitcoin's real or whatever. And then we gave him this fake receipt. And they were like just cheering in the background because they thought they were going to get $2 million basically.
And they forgot to put the phone on mute when they were cheering.
Yes. And they were just like, guys, all 3 or 4 of them just erupted with excitement. And then, so you could see the guy, they gave us webcam access because in order to get their Bitcoin, of course, they had to prove they were humans and not robots. The guy, I don't know how to do left and right backwards. So the guy on this side, the left.
On your right.
Your right.
Yeah.
Thank you. He was being told that to prove that he was a human, he had to do it like a shocked YouTube face. And then, and so like we're actually using, as silly as this is, we're using a little tiny AI model in the browser. And if they're not making a shocked face, it will not complete the transfer. So now he has to smile, and then he has to. I think at one point with these guys, we kept it pretty serious. With some of the scammers, we'll make them do like ninja faces and other stupid things just to mess with them. But yeah, so this guy logged in like for days and kept trying to check and see if he would get the Bitcoin. But eventually they figured it out.
And they didn't, and they were sad.
Yeah.
So when we talk about wasting scammers' time at scale, something I've often spoke to my own team about was, as we're building our platform, are there ways that we can do things in our platform that waste the scammers' time? So if we figure out that there's maybe an ATO or account takeover, or there's a scammer that's on our platform, could we make them think that they're doing things and waste their time? And we're working on some of those things. But when I chatted with Kit, he's like, well, I built a bot army.
Yes.
And so maybe ask a few questions. So why did you build the bot army? What was the motivation there?
I had a dream. No, I woke up one day and there was bots everywhere. So I think a lot of it was for a long time. It's been me and a green screen, and my team has been growing. We have like 12 of us now, but for a long time, it's like you said it before. There is a sea of people that these scammers can call. And I wanted to kind of turn that around. Like, is there a way that we could scale it so now there's a sea of, like an army of people talking to these scammers? And I see it as a way to really disrupt what they're doing in like a practical scale. As much as I love what I do, and I don't plan on stopping doing it anytime soon, I'm just one guy, or it's just a few of us. Yeah. And so yeah, I think that was the main goal.
So can you tell us, like, how you built it?
It's proprietary. I mean, it's been a long time for those of you. I think some of you I've met here, and you've been watching for quite a few years. So like, in the beginning, it was literally I did software before, but never had done a single line of Python code. And so like live on stream, I wrote my first few lines of Python, and it was literally if-else statements. Yeah. And it was like, okay, if the scammer says hello, then say hello back. It was like the worst thing ever. But I remember distinctly doing a call, and I had recorded myself. And so the scammer said, hello, this is Norton. And then it said, hello, this is Billy. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's working. So anyway, I talk a lot. It's come a long way. We use a lot of large language models at this point. When we started building it, those didn't exist. So.
And how well do you think it's working today?
I'm biased. So I would say we've just wasted hundreds and hundreds of hours of their time. And more recently, I haven't talked about it much like publicly, but we've been doing tests where we can run like 100 at a time on like containerized like Docker type setups. And so now we're trying to partner with people to where we potentially really could just run like 2,000-3,000 bots for a week and just see like every single one of those Coinbase guys or the fake Gemini, those texts we were talking about. Could we just make it so no one can talk to them because they're only talking to bots? Like that's the dream. So I think it's working very well.
And it's realistic too. So
Yeah.
it doesn't just sound like, oh, that's just like the ChatGPT voice that they're talking with. And so we'll show you that in a minute.
Yeah.
But
And actually,
yeah, we talked about how large can
just
it
last
scale?
week we have made it even better. But yeah.
Okay.
How
so,
large? We talked about that. Yeah.
So we have and we have some examples.
We do.
We're going to show you. Yeah. So here's a.
Thanks for calling Princess Sport. This is George. How may I help you?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for calling to the McAfee. This is Kevin Johnson. How may I help you?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you doing today, sir?
Listen, I don't got all day. I need a flight booked from CLT to JFK on Tuesday. What's the best option?
Thank you for calling support. This is Tim. How can I help you?
Hello, Tim.
Hello.
Thank you for answering. Yes, I'm having some trouble with printing. I keep getting an error message when I try to print.
Hello?
Oh, thank goodness. Yes, I can hear you now. I was worried I got disconnected.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
There's
now.
a lot of people talking at the same time.
No problem. I owe $253.60 for some Bitcoin purchase.
Okay, so do one thing, sir. Just fold the gift card. Just fold the gift card and put it in your ass, okay?
Wait, what did you say? Did you say fold the gift card and put it where? I must be hearing things.
I'm sorry. Your tone is flat and robotic. I'm not convinced you're a human.
Like, what I can do for you to you believe me like I am a human, I'm not a robot.
We will give you the cancellation form. You have to cancel it by your own.
That's ridiculous.
Are you
I'm not going to fill out some form. Just cancel it and refund my money, Mark Wilson.
My car is making a funny noise outside the bank. Do you know anything about cars? I swear it's making a weird whining sound.
You know what?
Well, we're not gonna bite off more than we can chew, are we, Roger?
Whoa, easy. I'm just trying to get some help here. I'm able, by the way, what's going on with your end, buddy? Can you hear me okay?
Okay.
I don't know how long this goes.
You up.
Bye-bye. Hang up the line, please. Bye-bye. Hang up the line, please. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm hanging up. Keep yapping, see if I care.
Hang up. Hang up. Hang up. Hang up. Hang up. Hang up.
I think it might be a glitch or something. Can you help me figure out what's going on? Hello, hold up. What's going on? And I just wanted to talk about my Coinbase account and I get some kind of a emerald. What's that? Fresh, get back to my issue.
Can we just focus on resolving this issue with the verification code?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go and stick my big you in a couple of hours, okay?
Okay, I think we can skip the colorful language, Alex. Can we just stick to solving the issue with the verification code?
I'm gonna stick to making a kid with your mom.
Some of them get very angry. I suppose what we didn't show in that example, though, of course I like humor and education in that way, is that we also, the bots that they don't get mad at are also collecting things like Bitcoin wallets and bank accounts. And some of these guys will sit on the phone for an hour thinking that they actually are talking to grandma or whoever it is. And they'll just say, oh, do you want my Zelle account? Do you want my crypto wallet or whatever it is? Yep. And it's, yeah. So it's both fun and useful.
Yeah, imagine running like hundreds or even thousands of these and just really wasting their time and collecting intel as well.
Yeah.
It'd be really great. So again, when we talk about engagement through entertainment, we have some more videos we can share of some of the stuff that Kit and I have done. So we'll talk a little bit of backstory on these. So Kit mentioned a fake Kraken site. And so we worked with Kit, myself and then the engineering team at Kraken, and we built a replica of the Kraken exchange from a user perspective. And we can put any crypto we want in there. It's all fake. We can put 10 Bitcoin. We can put 100 Bitcoin. We can put whatever we want in there. And from a user perspective, from Kit's point of view, and the attacker's point of view, or the scammer's point of view, they can't tell that they're not logged in to the real Kraken site. And we've had a lot of fun with that.
Yes. I think I looked the other day and we've just transferred like millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin through there. Thankfully, the scammers don't usually pay attention to that. Or they see me as a good target because they just see all this history of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But
so we'll show you.
Where is it? Let me see.
Can you hear me?
You're really quiet. Okay, verification.
Hello.
100%.
Oh, listen.
He keeps refreshing the page.
Yes, but I'm saying you did it into wrong box. You need to type it in the other box. Mother chode patiyota.
We corrected it. We put the correct amount in there.
No.
The correct.
100%.
No.
43E.
No.
Yeah, you have to withdraw it.
You don't need to withdraw that. Do not do that.
Verify us. Verify us now. Can you verify us?
Okay, I think we're verified.
Oh, and it says 39,000 again, Steve.
You know what you did?
Yes, verified.
I was so proud of myself. We did it. For context, in case it wasn't clear, he's trying to stop us from withdrawing all. He's
millions of dollars. He thought there was in that account.
Yeah, and he wanted, of course, to type his wallet in there, not that wallet. Yeah.
And think this was the scammer we killed, right?
Not really killed.
No, we didn't really kill him.
To be clear. One of them, I think, what was it at the end? He was like, I am dead now, or something like you. Sir, I don't want to do this.
So this is something we actually talked about, and I had never experienced this. We always talked about what if we called into a scammer one day and they pretended to be me? Like it was just a joke. Like maybe this will happen someday.
Yeah.
And this was just last week?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think we said hi, we need support with our Kraken account, and then yeah,
and we called in, and then we talked to one guy first, and then he was like, well, okay, now I'm going to transfer you to security.
Yeah.
But I mean, would you say that Kraken has the best security?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. See, you are not.
So can you say that?
Login, but it's not less.
Can you just say that? Can you? We want to hear. Since you're the chief security officer, we want to hear it right out of your mouth. Can you say Kraken has the best security?
Yes. So Kraken has the best security. Absolutely.
Oh, that's good to know.
Okay.
And I can tell because you guys are.
Okay. There we go.
Might have been the wrong clip, but either way, it works.
And then this is that scumbag guy who is scamming grandparents.
Oh yeah.
And we really got this guy upset. Basically, he kept reading us his Bitcoin address, and when he'd ask us to read it back, and we would keep getting it wrong.
Yes. Which is very convenient, by the way, that the addresses are so long and complicated because it's so easy to just goof up one little thing.
And he thought we worked at MyCoin. We were at MyCoin support.
Oh, the fake exchange.
Which is the fake exchange. And so we had a lot of fun with him as well.
Yeah, very evil.
Start back. Let's just take a step back.
Right. My God.
Did you want to withdraw the full $5,000? I think it's actually more than $5,000.
You have the wrong wallet. You have the wrong wallet. What does it matter if I want to withdraw or not? You have the wrong wallet. It's what I'm trying to tell you.
According to my records, it's the correct wallet. It was successful. The transfer was successful.
No, ma'am. You have the wrong wallet, ma'am. You have the wrong wallet. You have the wrong wallet.
Sir, please don't cry. I'm sure we can work this out. Maybe you're just confused. Let me walk you through what happened. I know this is your first time. I know this is your first time dealing with Bitcoin and everything, but I assure you,
ma'am, can I repeat the wallet to you?
Sir, please hold on.
Oh my God.
Please hold on.
I think this is where then you came on as the senior support
person
I'm
from
thinking,
my coin. Yeah. So many of the cases, actually, I think it might have been this one where I wasn't actually planning on coming on the stream.
Maybe not.
He and I just had a call scheduled. And when I joined the call, he's like, hey, can you come on?
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about other stuff.
And
like,
he
actually,
he was streaming, and so I joined, and we had some fun with this guy. So this one's called "The Customer Is Always Right."
So we have it correct
It's
now,
not
Mark?
correct, Ellie.
Yeah, that's correct. He was saying no at one point, but I think he's just confused. That's what I had in the system.
No, Kelly, it's
Yeah,
not correct. It's not
Yeah.
correct.
Honestly, I would just go ahead and push it through because he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Mark, I think this is. I think we have it correct now. We're just going to submit the transaction as.
Don't push it.
Yeah.
No, don't push it. No, it's wrong, Peter. It's wrong. No.
I think in this case, the customer is always right thing doesn't make sense. I think he's just confused.
I think you're confused. We've done this a number of times. We're going to submit the transaction, and we'll just
submit it because listen. No, please don't. Please, Peter, don't.
No, it should go through just fine. It'll go through just fine.
Why are you saying that?
Yeah, and if it was wrong, our Satoshi checksum would stop it. So it's got to be right.
No.
Yeah, honestly, the Satoshi thing, I don't know a lot about it, but I should be fine. It'll take care of everything.
you almost start to feel bad for him. Almost start to feel bad for him. Yeah, I think he cried at one point there.
And then so we wanted to keep this talk at like 35 minutes, in which we're.
I don't know.
Right,
Are we?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Because we thought you might have a lot of questions for Kit.
Or Nick.
Or me, I guess. But yeah, we'll open it up for questions. Does anybody have any? Oh, we have.
Hello. I don't know if we have.
Yeah, the funny thing is, it's pretty close. I don't know. That scammer like really stalked me out because. Yeah. Thank you.
At some point in the last couple of years, I think I read or assumed that we should hang up the phone if a scammer calls, that we shouldn't engage it, that we shouldn't even like maybe someone in this community know it's a scammer and maybe play with them, that we shouldn't do it. So for the general population, or maybe for each of us, should we not engage them? And you guys can mess with them a little bit, but I love the idea of keeping them up. Hold on 1 second, I'm gonna get that dog get barked. So do you think we should maybe do this in the general population, or?
I mean, my lawyer would tell me to say no. I think I'm kidding. No, I appreciate the genuine question. I think the reason that it's said not to do it is partially because they're doing those spray and pray tactics, and they now know that you're a live body who answers the phone.
I think that's what the reason was.
And now they're going to sell your number, and you're just going to get nonstop calls. So if you're not worried about that.
Well, the other aspect of it, I think about non-customers, like if you're being interrogated or something, they ask you the same question again, the answer a different question, and then they might lead you down a path.
Yeah.
And again, if we're on this side of things, maybe we're not going to fall for that. But
Sure.
See, that I believe is what I actually heard, that now they know they've got a live number and a live person.
Yeah, thank you. Right next to you? Yeah.
You had recently talked about the cost of running the bot army and maybe why that's not running as frequently as the community would like.
Sure.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, and as much.
Yeah, sure. I can give some context. And part of what I might have been saying too is, so there's two sides that I see to the bot army. One is like so some of the clips you saw, right? They eventually figure out that we're messing with them when they get really angry. And when we were doing the stream, which we might bring back, we were running all these bots, but for entertainment purposes. The scammers or our AI agents would be like, I think I see a ghost over there, or whatever, just like for fun. But then the scammer hangs up, right? And it's funny and it's fun. But part of what we've been trying to do behind the scenes is like, okay, like what we were talking about before. If I can have 100 of them running and it's an average of 50 minutes, or they're giving us bank accounts, or they're giving us, they just can't be as funny. And so there's this like. We're torn because we want to provide entertainment, but on a more, and maybe we'll just start running serious calls. And if people want to watch serious calls, they want to watch serious calls. But I don't know if that answers it a little bit. It's kind of like we only have so much funding for it. And do we go the serious route to collect intel and waste our time, or do we do the funny route? And I don't know the best answer. Yeah. I think I saw someone back here earlier. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you said reporting the scammers to
law enforcement.
Law enforcement. How successful is that? So I have hesitated way too long to answer this question, and I can't sugarcoat it. It's very hard. I think they're like inundated with tons and tons and tons of calls.
Yeah.
I'm curious your perspective, but I think a lot of it is it ends up being they're just completely overwhelmed. We need more people in law enforcement and more people to be able to investigate this stuff. At times, it's been a joy, and we've been able to get people's money back, and we've been able to like do some really cool things. But I would say in general, it's just really difficult because of the sheer volume of scams. I don't know from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, we, in addition to the stuff that we do with Kit, we also, see scams, sees attacks, we see account takeovers on our clients, and we will do investigations on our own, even to the level where we infiltrate criminal forums, and we want to learn what's happening and like what they're trading, we'll get copies of their tools, and we've in many cases over the years we've basically put criminals on a silver platter for law enforcement, and we don't really see much movement. In that, unfortunately. So if there's a Fed in here, spot the Fed. If there's an FBI guy in here someplace.
You don't have to raise your hand.
Girl here. Come talk to me afterwards, because we've literally handed people, like I could probably go to the person's house. I know where to find the people that are doing some of these scams, and we don't ever hear that they never get arrested. And so that's pretty unfortunate.
Maybe right here. Sorry, a red shirt. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I would say, like from my perspective, I'm targeting English-speaking scammers. I know for sure there's this group that I don't know if you've run into the quantum AI. I don't know if the guys who are like, they do not target English. They do not target America specifically. They're targeting French. They're targeting all over the place, German. So I don't know the percentages. Even the virus pop-up scammers, you guys probably know about the fake Microsoft. I see you nodding. Okay. They're now doing Japanese versions and German versions and French versions. So I think I personally talk to a lot of English scammers because I only know one sentence in German. But yeah, I couldn't. Do you have percentages?
I don't. Yeah. Most of the stuff I see is in English, even when it's happening to clients that are in non-English speaking countries. They'll report stuff like phishing emails are typically in English. Occasionally we'll see, like if there's like when we see it as like, a crypto exchange, say we're doing some new product launch in a country or there's some event in a country, we'll then start seeing reports of like someone trying to piggyback on that and sending phishing emails that are like in Spanish or they're in German or something like that. But usually it's just all English is what we see.
Yeah. It definitely is a global problem. I think the Global Anti-Scam Alliance announced last year was like $1 trillion globally. So it's certainly a global problem. I think Black Sweatshirt had I know a bunch of you have questions, but. Yeah.
As somebody who consumes a lot of this type of media, a lot of scam baiting, and I've seen various communities online, some of them well organized, some of them not so well organized. What would you say is the best resource as somebody who, again, consumes a lot of this media but kind of feels helpless? And I feel like I can't do much other than, just kind of bring awareness to it. I can maybe learn, I can maybe do some. What would you say the best resource is for somebody to kind of get into doing more to help combat this global problem?
Sure. Gosh, a lot of things flood my mind. Do you mean specifically like scam baiting or potentially other things too? Whatever comes.
Whatever you think is the best foot forward, because I'm sure a lot of other people feel this way. I would love to help combat this.
Yeah, I know one thing, and maybe this is from like just a general education thing that comes to mind, is there are a lot of people who don't watch YouTube or don't listen to podcasts or whatever, especially like local community centers. I've met some people who do little like seminars even at a library, or they go to like an older like a retirement home and they give a talk about scams, and some of them have had like really good success with that. Yeah. That's just the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah, go ahead.
We did something similar to that. At ThoughtCon in Chicago, we did a day at many Chicago public libraries where we sent folks from our community to basically set up a table, and anybody could come in. They could bring their computer, their phone, and we would help them with like privacy and security. and educate them. And so it was almost like a little, ThoughtCon Genius Bar at the libraries. Now that's difficult to do, right? You have to organize, get people, and you can't do that every day. But maybe in your town you could replicate that and just say, hey, if you want some free help, security, privacy, and it was like some people were like, can you help me with Facebook privacy settings, or they had like open profiles and stuff, and it's 5 minutes and it educates them and they now know where to look, and you make a difference one person at a time. So
someone told me, sorry,
yeah,
someone told me that they had an older woman bring her desktop computer like to the thing, and she genuinely like wanted to learn, and I think that, and I would happily, I'll volunteer. We would both happily try to provide any resources for you guys, but yeah.
Wait, more questions?
Sorry. Yes, you. Yeah, I don't know. You want to go first?
Yeah, no. As far as what we see, they're typically after the money more than anything else. Now there is other victims of those things where scammers will convince the individuals to create legitimate accounts, to do bad things either to themselves or bad things to others. And so there's like a whole category that's like money mules, where they literally, we've seen these, they set up they contact a bunch of people and they say, hey, we're doing doing a research project on UX for Kraken. And so what you need to do is follow these instructions. It has them sign up for an account, KYC, verify, do all those things, and then they feed them test credit cards to buy to buy crypto with low dollar amounts, $50, $75, and then they give them, now you're going to test how to withdraw funds, and here's the Bitcoin address to send it to. And so we've seen, I think the largest one we saw was like 500 people were basically roped in, and they did it like on a weekend kind of thing.
Yeah. I think I'll quickly say that I see it sometimes like a crime of opportunity. So like after they do, if they get on your computer and they get some of your money, and now they're still on your computer, they can go through when you go to sleep, right? Now they go through your files. Now they can see all your emails and steal your identity or use that for other crimes. I've accidentally left my virtual machine running and had them, a couple of weeks ago, some dude was trying to buy Adobe Photoshop, like presume a stolen credit card. But yeah, I think it's like an afterthought, though. I've also been hearing reports of scam groups, like you said, targeting people in the U.S., saying that you have a job, like maybe you're going to be one of the finance managers for this big new business, and we're moving into Texas, and so why don't you set up a bank account for us, and you're going to start depositing some payments for us, and you just think that you're now like the CFO of the, well, maybe not CFO, but you get where. So I think we're starting to see it for sure. Way in the back, yes.
I used to receive a lot of phishing and analyze those phishings and hack these institutes and show this on live streaming at Twitch.
Yeah.
But then I had this feeling of that people will probably want to kill me for doing this in Brazil, because there is like a specific mafia there that like this kind of thing, phishing, etc. And I was like questioning myself, how the Kitboga like still doing it and like not having this feeling of that people will kill.
Well, thank you for your question. I think that there are days where, I'll say that there are things that I don't talk about on the stream and I don't talk about on the YouTube videos. And there's a reason why I don't give out my full name. And I mean, the glasses at this point, you've seen me without my glasses. The glasses don't do much, but I think the reality of the world that we live in is there are criminal organizations, but we take a lot of steps. We were actually just talking about earlier today, like there's a lot of steps that we take to try to be proactive about it. I have kids, of course I want to be around for them, but I also see it as like, this is a fight that if we're not fighting it, like, well, someone's gonna do it. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying if you're like living down the street from mafia people, maybe you shouldn't be doing it. But yeah, I've tried really hard to put steps in place. I know you've lived that world for quite a few years.
Yeah, so. and unfortunately, I use my real name on Kidstream, so people know who I am. But if they watch it, Yeah, but it is something you have to. I've had to think about this for a long time, especially working at a cryptocurrency exchange, being the chief security officer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people trying to get me.
And there's a lot of money moving.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Listen, I think that you need to take that into serious consideration and talk to a lawyer or a law enforcement officer.
You could wear a mask. Use an alias.
Yeah.
When you
be careful is what I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Hat. Yes. Ooh, it depends on what listen, I'm hiding from the mafia, so no. So I will say I think we can't stay in here, but as long as we're able to, I think we'll hang out like after.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick will answer. Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it has its place. Everyone needs to hear about the content, right? We all do it a little bit differently. I do think that in some cases there could be a chance where, like, if they are doing an investigation and now all of a sudden all of this goes, like, let's say the FBI or whoever is watching, or some local government group. Actually, just recently in Pakistan, the Department of Justice has been going through and shutting down like tons of these big scam organizations. Yeah, so if somebody was hacking and deleting all of that, now the local Pakistan government doesn't have, because you need victims. As sad as it is, like, you have to have victims to prosecute. So I don't know how much.
Yeah, I always think there's like, when I'm doing things or I'm working with my team on things, if it's an information type exchange where you get them to give you something, give you information, if you're able to see something. But if you're going to go in and like access something, then it's sort of like you're crossing the line. Like if it's like a public Telegram group that you join, it's not really crossing the line because it's out there and they think you're one of them. But as soon as you decide like, hey, I'm going to try to get them to run malware on their computer, that's crossing the line, and then you now can, they can claim that you hack them, right? And you don't want to be involved with that.
I'd also say there's certain organizations that wouldn't be talking to us if we were doing illegal activities. Yeah. So, yeah.
And we have 4 more minutes, so maybe we can get a couple questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can hear the emotion in some of them. Granted, a lot of them are doing it for the wrong purposes. Some of them are doing it just to survive.
Sure.
Have you ever been able to flip any of them into helping you?
Good question. Not that I know of. There was one guy in particular that we did talk to each other for quite a few months even, and some of them, actually, some of you might know the Joe Biden guy who was fake Joe Biden, sorry. One of the videos that you saw, the guy was pretending to be Joe Biden at one point, and he had like a assistant named Mike. And at one point, months later, Mike reached out and sent me all this stuff, like all these Telegram channels that they were on, and he figured out that I was Kitboga. Unfortunately, shortly after, he like never talked to me again. But yeah, I can't say that I have like a long-lasting relationship. Yeah. Sure.
You got a hand in the back, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Yep, you.
Yes. It'd be interesting if at Kraken you've seen them like targeting you guys. I haven't seen a lot of it. Specifically like bot LLMs, I haven't seen a lot of it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. You hear a lot about like deep fakes and stuff like that, and say, sorry, we don't see we don't see those types of things. We saw some guy trying to wear a rubber mask, like trying to do like KYC, like to verify an account with a passport, like a stolen passport. So we see those types of things, but like, even the inbound stuff that we see are typically humans. The emails we get, they'll be automated, spray and pray kind of things, even to our support desks. But we don't think when we're replying that it's AI. It's like they're waiting for somebody to reply from that support group.
But I do think there could be a day and age where there's essentially bot wars. So
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Do we have time for like one more?
One more.
I don't want to pick.
You in the back, right there. Yep, you.
Thank you.
No, that's you. It's you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. Yeah, so right now there's some things it does, like different investment scam websites it will detect and block. One thing that we've been working on is if people want to for their parents or something, even typing in something like, where is the nearest Bitcoin ATM or something like that would show an alert. Like you might not want to go to the Bitcoin ATM if you're on the phone with someone right now, those sorts of things. So yeah, we're already starting to do it. And yeah, a lot of investment websites, just like the fake crypto exchanges, or even if you like misspell Kraken with 2 or 3 Ks or something, like sometimes those domains will redirect you somewhere. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's it. And
okay, yes, thank you
guys, everybody.
Thank you. and we'll try to stick around for a bit if you guys want to hang out.
Yeah, we'll be out in the hall for a little while after the talk.
Yes, so. Thank you guys.